Hello, friends. Today we are reviewing chapter 26, the book of Proverbs. We are in the wisdom journey. My name's Elizabeth, and let's get started. So, in chapter 26, you can pretty much break down that chapter in like three themes. One is the fool, the slacker, and interpersonal relationships. So, we touch a lot of different things here in this chapter, but just like the whole Bible, really. I had a friend once that was going through something very interesting, and I was just like, "You've got to read the Bible." Like that, and they were like, "That my situation is not in the Bible." And it's like, yes, it is. It's like every situation you can have uh gone through is in the Bible. Have you noticed that? I mean, have you noticed how crazy this book is? The humans in this book are just like a little insane. They're not insane, they're human, they're fallen. That's what actually gives me more credibility in this book, that it's not a book of like, oh, superheroes. It's a book of people, just you and me, going through life trying to finding themselves in Jesus Christ, finding redemption in Jesus Christ. And the only superhero here is Jesus Christ. So I'm always just amazed at just all the things that are in this Bible. But okay, so verse 26, I'm just pretty much going to read. I think we can read through it. A lot of these verses are a little self-explanatory, but like snow in the summer and rain at harvest, honor is inappropriate for a fool. So remember, from verses 1 to 12, we're going to just be talking about fools. Like a flirting sparrow or a fluttering swallow, an undeserved curse goes nowhere. A whip for the horse, a bridle for the donkey, and a rod for the back of fools. Don't answer a fool according to his foolishness, or you will be like himself, like him yourself. Answer a fool according to his foolishness, or he'll become wise in his own eyes. That one kind of seems like it contradicts itself. It's like, wait, do I answer a fool or do I don't answer a fool? So I'm going to get here the Passion Translation just to see how it's broken down. So that is what is it, verse 4 and verse 5 in chapter 6. So when we're talking to fools, what should we do? Just don't respond to the words of a fool with more foolish words, or you will become as foolish as he is. And have you guys ever felt that when you're deep in this discussion with a fool, and then you're just like, oh my God, why am I still talking? Like, why did I get into it? It's like, it doesn't even matter. It's not going to go anywhere. You catch yourself. So verse 5, instead, if you are asked a silly question, answer it with words of wisdom, so the fool doesn't think he's so clever. So I say there is, again, use wisdom when dealing with fools. And for the most part, you don't deal with them. You just have to move on, ignore them. Continue talking about the fools. If you choose a fool to represent you, you're asking for trouble. It would be as bad for you as cutting off your own feet. You can never trust the words of a fool, just like a crippled man can't trust his legs to support him. Give honor to a fool and watch it backfire like a stone tied to a slingshot. The statements of a fool will hurt others like a thorn bush brandished by a drunk. Like a reckless archer shooting arrows at random is an impatient employer who hires just any fool who comes along. Someone's going to get hurt. So we continue here. Fools are famous for repeating their errors. Like dogs are known to return to their vomit. It's pretty gross. There's only one thing worse than a fool, and that's the smug, conceited man, always in love with his own opinions. So a lot about the fool, and like we said, like I've shared with you, where are you in here? Where am I in here? It sounds really gross, like a dog that goes back to its vomit. Are we that person? Do we keep making the same mistake over and over again? If we are, let's ask God to help us. Why am I doing this? I don't want to go back there. Right? Whatever it is, it can be something silly, it can be something, really critical, but we don't want to be the fool. Why would someone hire a fool? I think it says here in the rush, verse 10. He who hires it is the impatient employer who hires just any fool who comes along. So why would we hire a fool? Are we rushed? we know that we can't trust them. And the thing about hiring a fool, we're seeing here that it's so critical that everyone is going to get hurt. You cannot count on them for anything. And what is worse than a fool is a conceited man, always in love with his own opinions. So conceited, prideful person. Okay, so that's it for the fool. Then the next sort of theme is not to be lazy. The lazy loafer says, I can go out and look for a job. There may be a lion out there roaming wild in the streets. As a door is hinged to the wall, so the lazy man keeps turning over a hinge to his bed. There are some people so lazy they won't even work to feed themselves. A self-righteous person is convinced he's smarter than 7 wise counselors who tell him the truth. It is better to grab a stray dog by its ears than to meddle and quarrel. That's none of your business. So how lazy can you be that you don't even want to eat? That you don't even, I think in the other translation, it says that you don't even want to put like a spoon in your mouth. Let me go back to that one. Yeah, the lazy man buries his hand in the bowl. It wearies him to bring it back to his mouth. So he's so lazy that he doesn't want to eat. That's why I like having different translations, because you kind of get like a deeper meaning, having them all. And then for different, I just happen to have several different translations here. But if you use the Bible app, I just don't use it right now because it's hard to read. But it is the Bible app, Holy Bible app by YouVersion. So download the app, and you have. I'm just going to show you all of these. Are all the different translations or versions. So if you quickly want to, look through, I'm looking through these Bibles, you can quickly do it here, and it's pretty amazing. I love it. It's just hard for me to do it and be talking to you guys. Okay, so where did I stay? Okay, so yes, laziness, right? The next thing was interpersonal, right? About staying out of people's business. The one who is caught lying to his friend, who says, I didn't mean it, I was only joking, can be compared to a madman randomly shooting off deadly weapons. Again, how they're describing, how King Solomon is describing our words, deadly weapons, and even joking. I will tell you, like, in my family, and I don't know, it just depends, everybody's family, we tend to joke a lot. Sometimes it's like we go a little too much. I'm not anymore. We're all mature now. We're all like nice and kind to each other. It was like sort of in our culture that the jokes are just a little too much, right? So really think about it. It's like, hey, am I really joking, or am I trying to offend people? Continue on verse 20. It takes fuel to have fire. A fire dies out when you run out of fuel. So quarrels disappear when gossip ends. So again, what are we talking about? Let's not pretend to be praying for someone, or, it really is an excuse to just gossip about them first. Gossip is so delicious. Verse 22. Gossip is so delicious, and how we love to swallow it, for slander is easily absorbed into our innermost being. So yes, I will have to say there is something about gossip. There's something about you being the first one to tell somebody. That I sometimes feel with it. I don't know if I told you this already, but there's a certain person that likes to tell me things. And I have decided that whatever they tell me stays and dies with me, because I know that if I share it, it's just going to be divisive. It's going to hurt people. And I've shared it once, and I learned my lesson. They told me something. I'm like, hey, did you know? And then it was like, oh my God, I saw the destruction. And then I said, I cannot say anything this person tells me. It dies with me. But I will tell you that sometimes, like, who told me this? And it's just like, I'm talking to the other person, and it's like, I want to tell them, like, and it's like, I can't. If I tell them, it's going to hurt, and it's going to have all of these repercussions. So I understand that there's something about gossiping. Okay, let's see. Smooth talk can hide a corrupt heart, just like a pretty A pretty glaze covers a cheap clay pot. 24, kind words can be a cover to conceal hatred or others, for hypocrisy loves to hide behind flattery. So don't be drawn in by the hypocrite, for his gracious speech is a charade, nothing but a masquerade covering his hatred and evil on parade. 26, don't worry, he can't keep the mask on for long. One day his hypocrisy will be exposed before the whole world. Go ahead, set a trap for others, and then watch as it snaps back on you. Start a landslide and you'll be the one who gets crushed. Hatred is the root of slander, and insecurity the root of flattery. So let's not be fooled by, hypocrisy. The people, like I said, they have gracious speech. So let people talk, but look at their reputation, look at their actions, ask for references, whether it's, even if it's a business or it's just like you're going to do some volunteering work with people, whatever it is, gotta look behind those words. And then, how I tell you, like, some people tell me things and it has to die with me, right? And it's like, all of these things are going to be exposed. So I have to say, hey, the things are going to come to light. Everything comes to light. So whether you've done things, you're like, you're hiding it, it is going to come to light. So it's better to deal with it. Deal with it fast. Take it to the Lord. Take it to the people. Humble yourself. There's going to be a little repercussion because you hit something, you lie, you didn't say something that you should, you bought something you shouldn't have bought, you didn't tell your wife or your husband or just whatever it is. Come clean, because eventually it's going to come to the light and then it's going to hurt more people. Let's see, go ahead and set a trap for others and then watch as it snaps back on you. So yeah, you reap what you sow. There are consequences. We are not to take vengeance. Remember, God takes care of people. So you go on your journey, you pray about it, let God do his job, because there are consequences to us meddling and trying to entrap people. I think there's a couple of songs. Let me see. The Psalms. Let's talk a little bit about that. Yeah, right. Psalm 7:15. He made a pit and dug it out, and has fallen into the ditch which he made. Psalm 7:15. Psalm 7:16. His trouble shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealings shall come down on his own crown. Psalms 9:15. The nations have sunk down in the pit which they made, in the net which they hid, their own foot is caught. Psalms 9:15. Psalms 9:16. The Lord is known by the judgment he executes. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. And do you guys remember the story? I'm just remembering the story of what is his name? So the book of Esther. So Esther, the evil man is trying to hang Mordecai, right? So he even prepared how he was going to kill Mordecai, and he ended up being hung the same way that he was going to hang Mordecai. So it's like it came back to him. So that's something that you don't want to deal with. You're dealing with those type of kind of feelings of retaliation. Fast, open up and give it to God. You don't want to be dealing with that. Now, God is gracious. He does not give us what we deserve. Imagine what we deserve, all the things that we're thinking and done and said. So he is so gracious. But let's run fast to give that to him. So all right, so that was a quick chapter 26. I hope you got something out of it. God bless you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.